Hi, I'm Dwayne Morgan with Realty Reels. We're pleased to have with us here Suzie Lawler, who has nearly 20 years experience as a notary public and presently works for several highly respected bank and escrow companies in assisting homeowners in signing their various legal documents. So Suzie, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in this?
I became a notary in 1990, working for a savings and loan. I have actually been in the lending business for 21 years, and in the last 15 years I have branched out into the escrow division, and I have a lot of experience with loan documents and a deep knowledge of escrow, title, and insurance.
So Suzie, do most people actually care about what they are signing?
Dwayne, they absolutely care. Their home is their most valuable asset, and they want to do the very best they can in getting the best rates and the terms and conditions to make their home affordable. They want to know that they're getting exactly what they want.
Why do you think it's important that borrowers actually understand what they're signing?
Well, first of all, the massive amount of papers that comes with a loan signing tends to make the borrowers very nervous and concerned, and they want to understand what they're signing. They want to make sure they're getting the terms and conditions that they thought they were getting when they started this process. And anything that is different from what they think they're getting can cause problems with funding, the terms and conditions, and it also reflects on the business, the lender, the escrow, the title company. If things don't go according to their plan, it reflects back on our business and potentially our relationship with the borrowers.
Could you slowly walk us through the signing process and kindly explain each document for us?
Dwayne, there are so many documents in a loan signing, but there are 4 or 5 that are really important to the borrowers. The first one, right off the top, comes from the escrow company, the estimated closing statement. They want to know exactly what the fees and charges are and what they're getting in the end as a refund, or how we came up with the amount they need to bring into escrow to close. So that's an important one with most clients.
Hi, this is Jerry Fishkus, the loan man. I'm here with Suzie Lawler, and we want to talk about more of what happens in escrow during the loan doc signing process. So let's talk about the estimated closing statement, the estimated HUD-1. And so tell me, what should a borrower look for more than anything when they're signing that document?
Clients are all very concerned about cost, and this breaks down the fees and charges, any credits they're going to receive, refunds or money due into escrow. We start with the new loan amount. Then we have, if we're paying off a lender, like in a refinance, we will have those charges broken down, right down to what the principal, the interest owed, reconveyance fees, recording fees. Then we go down to what the new loan charges are going to cost to them, and that would cover their appraisal, tax service, flood certificate.
These are the lender costs.
These are the actual lender costs.
Okay.
Fees associated with the loan will be in this section. Also, it will cover the prepaid interest. A lot of times they think they don't have to make a payment for a month. They're actually prepaying the interest up front when they close escrow.
So if a payment is scheduled to be made July 1st, it's not for the month of July, is it?
No, it is not. In this case, you're always paying your interest in arrears. So when you make, for example, a July 1st house payment, that actually credits the interest from June 1st through June 30th.
Okay. All right, good.
And then we have a couple of other things on the estimated closing statements, such as a pad. Escrows always put a pad in. These covers the cost of things that we don't anticipate or we don't know about. It is refundable back to the borrower at close of escrow. And then you'll have various other miscellaneous fees, such as fire insurance for their home. There's notary costs. Perhaps they're asking you to pay something off through this refinance, such as maybe a car.
Just to qualify, just
Correct.
to help the borrower qualify, which happens all the time.
A lot today.
Okay.
And so that will be included on the closing statement. We also have title and escrow fees.
Okay.
Those are separate entities, and their fees are broken down to what they actually charge, right down to the messenger fees, the recording fees, the insurance itself for title. If the loan amount is sufficient, they will be getting a refund back at close of escrow. If it's not sufficient, then they will be bringing in money to close their escrow. The next one is the promissory note. This breaks down the terms and conditions of their loan, what interest rate they're getting, whether it's a fixed rate or an adjustable rate, the number of years. Is it a 15, 20, 30-year note? And of course, the important, do we have the right loan amount that the client wants? Another aspect that they are usually looking for is, do they have a prepayment penalty? Can I pay as much as I want on this loan, or am I limited? That's important.
As a lender, I'm not doing loans at all today with prepayment penalties, so I don't think you're seeing too many loans with prepayment penalties today. Is that right?
Most fixed rate notes do not have a prepayment penalty.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay as much as you want, as often as you want. You can pay off the loan whenever you want. The deed of trust. The deed of trust secures the loan amount. So we want to make sure that the amount they're borrowing is correct on the deed of trust. Do we have the right property address that we're securing this deed of trust to? Very important. The borrower's name and lender. This document has to be notarized. County recorders will not record without it. The reason it needs to be notarized is because we are placing that loan amount as security to the home that's being refinanced or purchased.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to make sure, are we recording the right loan amount? Do we have the right property address in the deed of trust? It also states who the lender is, who the borrowers are, and when this security or the loan needs to be paid off. And most of the deed of trust covers reconveyance and what will happen if, in the event of foreclosure, this is the legal document that they use to foreclose on your house. So it secures the loan amount. Truth in lending, which breaks down the exact same information that is in the promissory note. We also have the all-famous what they would be paying over the life of the loan, which is usually a big, scary number for most people. But it is required by federal law to be in every loan file. We have the right to cancel. That's very important if for any reason the client chooses not to accept this loan. They have a right to cancel in most cases. Primary residence, absolutely. On rental property or a second home and purchases, you do not have a right to cancel. These documents are really the most important documents to the borrower, and they need to understand those documents clearly in order to be comfortable with the loan that they have.
Are documents typically signed at an escrow company, or do you travel sometimes to make it more convenient for the buyer?
I am a traveling notary. I do work on behalf of some escrow companies. We try to make it as convenient for the client as possible. A lot of times if an escrow office is close by for them, they're happy to come in. A lot of times due to work constraints and location of where the escrow office is, it just makes it more convenient for me to come to the borrower's home at their convenience. I do a lot of signings in the morning, during lunchtime, evenings, and typically weekends because we're much more comfortable and relaxed and we don't feel the pressures of a time constraint. We as notary publics try to make it as convenient as possible.
Well, this has all been a lot of stuff. Any last thoughts you have for us?
There are 3 principles that I like to adhere to. Be knowledgeable, be professional, and most of all, respect the borrower. I am usually the first person they see in color in the flesh. So I try to, I am really representing the lender, the escrow company, and title.
Susie, this has been a wealth of knowledge that you provided us with today, and I can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me. It's
Quite
been a
well.
pleasure.
This is Dwayne Morgan, and this has been another Realty Reels educational video.